Hey guys, Kev here, and I have something really cool to show you. So the other day I posted a video that included my Berg Blades Mini Slim 2.0. I absolutely love this knife. He updated it with a liner lock. It's S90V. You got that beautiful belt satin. It's really comfortable in the hand, and I basically love everything about this knife. The only critique I gave it was the pocket clip can be a little tight for me in and out of pocket. But other than that, it is, in my opinion, one of the iconic knife designs in the community. You'll see a lot of stuff like it. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and I've been carrying it a lot lately. But Matt over at Berg Blades has done something really cool, and that is releasing this knife. Now, this is going to be a pre-order, and you're probably wondering, hey, Kev, that's the same freaking knife. I don't know what you're talking about, but why there's no swedge on that blade, and the hole shape is a little different. What is going on, Kev? Well, I'll flip it over for you so you can see the other side. Oh, it's a frame lock. Wait, what is that? What's going on there? There's two little screws there. Have you figured it out yet? Shabam! This is an actually awesome... It's a frame lock, Kev. It was my fault locking it up. This is a utility version of the Slim. So you could say that this is a Berg Blades Slim utility, which also means that I can call this the Slut. Now, you may be aware that Richard Rogers has a knife called the Slim Utility, but that's not a utility knife, so it's different, and we got a little different naming conventions here. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I really want to call this the Slut, and I'm pretty sure Richard Rogers is not going to send out a C&D, cease and desist order, for me saying this is the Slut. So anyway, Slim utility, jokes aside, this is so cool, guys. You have basically the same design. I'm not going to use the word, but off today. Look at this. It's the same size, so you have a familiar feel in hand and everything, which is really cool. If you're a fan of the Mini Slim, or maybe you've always been a fan, but you haven't picked one up, maybe the price, even though his stuff is very fairly priced, considering it's made by Riot. I think these were $265, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. A lot of guys would charge over $300, maybe $350 for this. So I give Matt credit for that. It is a titanium inset liner lock, and you have a steel insert in there. So it's very, very well constructed by Riot. Now, on this guy, you have a frame lock out of titanium, and then you have this steel housing up here for the utility blade. I thought that was titanium at first, but if you look, you can see that they're both bead blasted. They're slightly different colorations because this is steel. I took a magnet to it just to be sure. But it doesn't add a lot of weight or anything. Now, this one's really light because it's marbled carbon fiber with a, itty bitty liner in there. And this is a frame lock. So the weight's going to be a little different, but this doesn't feel heavy in any way. I'll give you that little size comparison right there. Spot on. Blade and everything lines up. I really think this is a cool concept. It's something I actually thought about myself. Something I wanted to eventually try to tackle was a utility folder, but everybody came out with one last year, so it just kind of felt like something not to do. I'm glad Matt did, because it seems like that kind of calmed down a little bit, and now he's releasing his, which is awesome. And I haven't really seen a lot of the ones that have been released around. I haven't reviewed any, really. I guess nothing's really stuck too well. I know a lot of people like the Chavez one. But what I love about this is you have this big flat up here. And that's essentially kind of the concept I had in my head, was to do a folding utility blade with a finger choil. Now that I'm really thinking about it, it wouldn't work too well because you have to fit this blade in there. So it would have to be super long to have the choil here. Doesn't really make sense. So this is the next best thing, to have this flat here. So now I can choke up onto this blade and I can really get behind it for whatever I need to do, or if I need to do some utility type stuff. You know, it's a utility blade. If you want to take this on your carpet cutting job, whatever that may be, or if it's a side gig or around the house, now you can cut carpet with your sick titanium folder. I think that's really cool to take it to the next level. And maybe a lot of you guys have looked into Berg blades and you like the mini slim, but you know, maybe $235 is just a lot of money for you to spend on a folder. Again, I think that price is absolutely top notch. His prices are always fair. What did I say? 230. I think it's 265. Sorry, and I'll correct myself when we pull up the website if I need to. But this is coming in at $135 on the pre-order. So for $135, you can pick up a really cool knife. So you get basically everything you get here, but instead of an S90V blade, you get a utility blade holder. And, you know, I think the price is extremely fair. Now, I think after the pre-order, if you wait, they're going to go up to $150 or $160, something like that. So I would jump in on the pre-order at $135. Riot has been pretty damn quick lately. We're working with them, and they've quoted 3 to 4 months on production. So you shouldn't be waiting too long. And who knows, he may have already ordered some of them, or he may have already placed the order. But it's very, very cool. Again, it's a frame lock. So as a lefty, I would prefer it to be this liner lock version. Now, you know, I'm not sure if there's any struggles with that, how it would. Oh, you know what? I guess it has no, I was going to say maybe it has a thicker like tang. I think it would work, but, you know, he did the liner lock for the updated 2.0, so maybe he wanted to stick to a frame lock. And anyway, I'm left-handed. Not many of you are, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. It still works left-handed. I can put my thumb up here on the pivot. You just need to be careful not to come down here. So if you put your finger up there, I can easily fire that out. Not a problem. You can also just walk it out if you want. I haven't tried thumb flicking much. There you go. You can do that. The detent on this example is pretty strong. Now, if you guys watch the channel, you'll know that I like that. I want a stouter detent if possible. But some of you, you know, may not. I'm sure in production, it's going to be perfect. I just stabbed myself, by the way. So we'll see if we get blood. You know, I've done that a few times on camera. So I wanted to show you guys how you would swap the blade. And it looks like you just need a T6 driver. So you're going to want to take a T6 here, and you're going to put that into these screws. And one of the nice things with a Riot OEM is you can trust those screws. The tooling's really good. And if I was Matt, if you watch this, I would include a couple extras, at least 2 extras with each knife, so they have backup screws, because that's something they're going to be taking in and out multiple times. It's not like a knife where some people won't ever touch these screws, you know. But on this, they're gonna. So maybe, you know, and these are going to be dirt cheap. So maybe throw in like 4 extras with each knife. Or just have them on your website. Anyway, the blade comes out like so. We have a little Klein Tools blade on this one. And it looks like it locks in. The little notches lock in where those screws are. So that's pretty cool. And you could swap in anything that you wanted. So for example, I have blades here from, what are these from? I think they're from James brand, actually. I just really like this holder. I think it holds like 10 blades, and you literally just have to push down and then like slide forward, and they come out. If you're not stupid, I don't know what I'm doing wrong right now, so I'm trying to figure that out. Whoa. Okay. I guess that's how you get it out. But you should be able to push down. What the heck am I doing wrong? There. Oh. Okay, I don't think you're supposed to push. I think you're supposed to just slide it. Whoops. So you have one here from the James brand, which is also just a, you know, probably the same manufacturer as those. That fits just fine, no problem. Sure, I have others here. Yep, I have some others. I don't know why I'm trying to prove this point, but these will fit as well. Oops, let me pop that in. There you go. So it doesn't matter what brand, basically. You guys know this already. I'm just trying to make sure I cover my bases here. So you have that, which is really cool. Let's see if I can get this back in. Ah, you push down to slide it back in. That's what you do, dummy. So let me show you a couple of other utility blades so I can compare them for you and tell you why I think this one makes the most sense. So you just pop that on like so, and then you're going to drop your guard over, and you're going to do it in the correct orientation, not like a retard. And I wonder, could you? No. Okay, I was going to say, I wonder if you could lock it up like one further. That'd be kind of cool. So just place it like that. You can see there's a little tab here. So that guy slots down into this tab here. And then you're going to get the blade in right. I don't know why this seems harder to do on camera, but you're going to put it like so. And then drop in your screws. Take your T6 again. Find the thread. Tighten them down till they hit a wall. And you are done. Now I have this locked in. Oh, yeah. And the cool thing is, this is not moving. That's not moving at all, honestly. That feels really good. Now, one thing I noticed is the blade sticks out slightly out of the front, and I think that would be flushed up in production. Not positive. There could be a reason for that, but definitely would be cool if that would be flushed up. Again, this is a pre-order, so this is a prototype. So I can give my feedback here. One thing Matt did tell me is it will be centered. So the utility blade will be centered in this thing, as I understand it, in the housing. It'll be centered in there. And that'll give you more of a centered looking blade. Now, this is a utility knife, so the knife is tight. Everything's fine. You know, it's just not going to look perfectly centered. But in production, it's going to be much better. I don't think it's going to be perfect, but it'll be better than it is right there. So if that matters to you, it doesn't matter to me because I know what this is. Now, if this knife was off center, I'd be like, God damn it. But it's a different story. So very cool. Is that a lanyard hole or is that a screw missing? I think we might have lost a screw. I don't see why that would be a lanyard hole. It doesn't look like one. I think we lost a screw there. Which doesn't matter. Again, it's a prototype. So I'll figure that out. Hopefully I didn't lose it. I'll check the box and everything. Oh! Hey! Look at that. It was just sitting up there where I had it hanging out. T8. So this right now looks like a T6. So let's swap that bad boy out. Where are you? This does not belong. One of these things does not belong. That looks like a T8. Yep. So take your T8, and again, you have Riot construction, so nice and simple. Every screw just tightens down and then it just hits a wall. I love Riot, man. They do it so well because it makes disassembly so much nicer on Riot made knives. And when you put the knife back together, guess what? You literally just stack it up. You just put the one handle down, put the pivot in, bearing, blade, bearing, scale, right? Backspacer, if whatever, however the construction is, and screw the pivot in, boom. It's centered and it freaking works. Every time. No play. Like, it's just really nice to have that. Not every manufacturer is like that, so I like to give Riot props for that. But that's basically it. It's a really good utility blade. So one comparison of a knife that I have is something like this. You could get on Amazon for like 30 bucks or 20 bucks or whatever it is, right? This was my unboxing knife for a while, and that's kind of what it's good for, sitting here and being used as an unboxing knife. I would never carry this because it's not cool. You know, is it functional? Yeah, sure, it's functional. It's not cool though. This is cool, right? It looks like a really nice knife, but it also has that feature where you can swap blades and you don't have to worry about sharpening. The reason I like this a lot is it's something I could just take out and use to cut my cardboard down every week before the trash comes, and I can just swap a blade when I need to. And because the way I do it is I'm always careful about what knife I use to cut cardboard. I'll use a new one every time because of the way my life works, right? I have a review channel and a knife company. I constantly have new knives in, so I don't carry the same knife for very long. So it's a little different for me where I don't have to worry about sharpening this because I'm going to rotate through a bunch of different knives, and, you know, one single knife, not even one model, because I have, you know, for example, I have the Chaser here that we're launching soon at Divo. I have literally 6 versions of this right here that I've been rotating through carrying to, you know, test and that kind of stuff. So one single blade does not get used enough to worry about sharpening. But for most people who have, you know, 5 or 10 knives, or, you know, maybe a few more, and they rotate, but they carry a knife once every couple of weeks or month or once a week or shit every day, right? It becomes more important because sharpening sucks. A lot of people love sharpening. I hate it. It's like one of those things I dread. When I do it, it's like, okay, but then it's messy. You know, you really should do it like in a garage or something because you're getting metal flecks everywhere unless you wet the snow. It's a whole nightmare. And then you have to be good at it, right? And it's just, you know, so I would just throw in a new utility blade, cut a bunch of cardboard, and maybe every few times I do that, I just swap the blade out real quick, you know, and you're good to go. And you could carry this thing every day and, you know, never really have to worry about the edge. I think that's a really cool feature. Now, some people are going to poo-poo the fact that you can't do a quick blade change on it. So like this one, I actually replaced the little screw with this one. I think it came with the, let me remove this, I'll show you. I put this in here because the one that came with it kept falling out. I think I shoved it in here. It came with this, I think. See that up there? Yeah, I thought so. So this actually goes here. Which makes it look, I mean, even worse, honestly. And I think you can do a quick change on this one because you just loosen that. And then you push a certain direction or whatever, and you can pull it out. I forget how to do it. There's a certain way to do it or something. You push up or down as you're doing something, and you do a backflip, and then stick your finger up your bunghole, and then boom, the blade pops out, and you can do a swap on the go. Do I care about that? No, I don't. Because honestly, how often am I going to swap a blade on the go? Usually you're at your house when you're cutting cardboard or whatever, and you can take a couple seconds to grab a T8 driver or T6 driver and take this apart and swap it, right? Not the end of the world. So I think it keeps it sleek, right? You don't have some kind of mechanism built in wherever that you have to thumb, or, you know, it kind of would kill the design. I think it makes sense like this. So anyway, here's that comparison if you want to do a size comparison. And this one's on an axis lock, which is inherently not as awesome. Maybe some people like that better, but it has no detent. You know, I like the fact that this feels like a pocket knife. It feels, that's like the best part about this, I haven't even mentioned, is it has the hole. So it feels like a real knife. And that's always been my gripe with utility knives, is they just don't feel as fun as a regular pocket knife, because you're losing, you know, the fidget aspect a lot of times with it. So having that hole there that mimics the blade on his regular slim is awesome. And then it's super comfortable and easy to use, and yeah, it's just a winner. So I got to give Matt props for this. Great concept. Great idea here, and he needs your support on it, guys. So if this interests you at all, if you're like me and you think this is cool as hell, pick one up. $135. I don't think he's asking much. I'm going to show you guys the options here. It looks like we have an orange G10. So it's the utility slim. Notice how it doesn't say slim utility. So my bad. I said slim utility. It's the Utley. The Utsla. I really like Slut better, so I'm going with Slut. Orange G10, $135. Black G10, $135. Green micarta, that's what I have here, $135. And guys, this is real green micarta. This is Ultrex green micarta. This is, you know, what Riot uses. This is the American-made micarta. It feels really good. If you guys have ever had an F5.5, right? It had this awesome micarta on it. Plenty of other knives have used it. That's just a good example. Pena, I think, has used it a lot. Chavez, it's just, oh man, it feels so good. You can tell that Matt carried the shit out of this. This is a prototype. You can tell he carried this and tested it. And that's awesome, right? That's what you want to say. Oh, man, dude, this is really good micarta. So if you like micarta, $135. If you like G10, boom, you got that option too. And that's $135. And let's see if it has any specs. Again, that pre-order opens tomorrow, so definitely don't miss that. Tomorrow, and right here it says production will take 90 to 100 days to complete. So that's pretty sick. It'll come with 3 utility razors and, there it is, extra T6 screws for the blade holder. I was just saying it should come with like 2, 4, 6 extra screws, because, you know, that's going to be your biggest wear point right there, is those. So he's taking care of you on that. The blade holder is hardened stainless steel, which is going to be more durable and longer lasting than standard utility knives. Okay. I mean, it feels really good, guys. It's a really solid package. That's what she said. I like it a lot, actually. The liner finish, dark sandblast and stonewash. Okay. Hardware, tie collars, tie backspacer, and clip. That's another cool thing. You get the tie accents. Ceramic bearings. Over travel stop and hardened lock face. So steel insert. Here it is. 5.6 overall, 0.48 thickness, and 2.75 ounces. Okay? So not even 3 ounces on this thing. Really cool. And another cool thing is you could swap this out for skiffs. So if you want skiff bearings in here, you can do that. But the action on here is really good. It drops. And another cool thing, just while we're talking about cool things, is if you watch the way I like to operate knives, if you guys watch my channel, if you've seen my thumb, which actually is doing pretty well these days. Yeah, you're welcome. I like to do this, right? And what happens when I do that? Well, the corner of that blade, the blade termination is just smacking my nail, right? Which eventually leads to a nasty thumb that takes a long time to heal. Feels better now. Anyway, with this, you get that choil, or flat, sorry. So that is what's hitting your thumb. So you're not going to damage your precious thumb when you fidget with this. That's a bonus for me, actually. Very cool. So I would love to see this do well. And I think 135 bucks is fair. And if it does well, Matt will be encouraged to offer us some different versions with maybe marbled carbon fiber or fat carbon. You know he'll do it if you guys like the knife. So support it, please, so I can get one in camo carbon. There we go, guys. That is the Berg Blades Utility Slim. Pardon me. The Utility Slim, a.k.a. the Slut. I love it. I think it's awesome. I think you guys would enjoy it. But, hey, you guys let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll put a link to Berg Blades' website. I think it's just a pre-order on his website. I do not have an affiliate link or anything to Berg Blades. He did send this to me for review, but I believe this is his, and it's going back. It's a prototype, so I think so. But just so you know, it was sent to me for review. That usually doesn't affect me, or never affects me. I always give you an honest opinion. And this one's really cool, and it's just a really nice way to cut your goddamn cardboard down, because it is so annoying wasting my blades on cardboard. And to be honest, I hate saying this out loud, but a lot of times, guys, I need a utility blade. A lot of times I need the razor blade, the utility blade, to cut the cardboard. These are really thin. You know, they're good at cutting thick cardboard, where a lot of times a pocket knife, I haven't tested it with this, so I'm just using this as an example. A lot of times a pocket knife just doesn't do as well. And, you know, then I have to bust out the Milwaukee Fastback. And I really hate it when I have to bust out the Milwaukee Fastback. So it'd be really cool to bust this out instead. So I'll probably be picking one up. So see, I just sold myself on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear about it. I know Matt would love to hear about it. And if you're a Berg Blades fan like I am, shit, I have 3 t-shirts and patches and shit everywhere from Berg Blades. Just a great dude. And his Mini Sweeney was my knife of the year for 2024. So it is only fitting that we start off 2025 with an awesome one from Berg Blades. So there it is. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later. Peace.